This person is an absolute pathetic wretch. How do they exist in the world? I honestly don't understand it. This person's a fucking schizo as well, I think. Expressing an obsessive hatred for birds. Like actual birds. Like real, like a bird. Look at all this text, dude. Oh my god, bro. I'm making the time to create and find my own joy moving forward. End it all now! It's not going to get any better. You know, I talked about this the other day. There's this like trend of comics that you have where it's like, I've just had a very traumatic experience and I need to do a webcomic about it. Right? We've seen that multiple times recently. Well, the good news is there's now a new one to look at, which I think maybe is quite entertaining. So let's get into it, okay? So this is someone called Entertained. And he did a comic called That One Coworker. And here's the first page. So obviously, I guess he's some sort of furry or something. And he's in the shadow of some coworker. Content warning. Microaggressions. Toxic positivity. Emotional abuse. During the pandemic, I was struggling to find work for a while until I got an amazing opportunity to interview for a project hire position at a major studio. We'd love to invite you for an interview. Woohoo! I conducted non-stop Zoom interviews with each member of the small team and felt like I made a great impression despite our short meetings. Looking back, I should have seen it as a red flag, but the hiring manager, who would end up being my supervisor, scheduled a quick follow-up meeting, noting that one of their colleagues commented that I seemed nervous during my interviews. Okay. I wanted to know why you came across as nervous to one of my colleagues. I really needed a job, so I did my best to make a strong, compelling case that if I came across as nervous, it was due to the mental and emotional impact of the lockdown and the fact I've been struggling to find work for so long. Right, so this is normal so far, okay? I hope there's something serious that happens in this. I skimmed through it and I picked out one thing that seemed to happen. But I'm hoping that something else serious happens, because this is absolutely absurd. I went for an interview and I felt nervous and I got asked why and I explained. Anyway, apparently that was a red flag. A red flag that someone said he seemed nervous. Okay, let's continue. Thankfully, I said enough to prove that I was the right fit for the job, but I'll admit that one comment about me seeming nervous stayed in the back of my mind. You're hired! Woohoo! My supervisor never told me who made that comment, but after getting to know the rest of the team, it became very clear who that person was. Oh, hi! Welcome to the team! Okay. Initially, things went well enough between myself and this co-worker. I tried opening up to them to build understanding and camaraderie. Yeah, I'm sort of out with my family, but it's complicated. How so? Okay. But pretty soon, it started to look like this person had already decided who I was. Well, my parents are from a different generation, and that along with my mom being very religious made me think there was something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay. You just need to recognize your value and self-worth. Right, I do. That was a long time ago. And seem more fixated on how others perceive them. That's why I make sure to always show my children how much I love them, because that's what a good parent should do. But not too much love. I can't have them getting coddled to the point they won't be able to look out for themselves. Okay, I mean, so far this is just maybe, at worst, it's very difficult to say exactly what's happening. But they seem like a kind of overbearing woman, right? Why have they portrayed them in a kind of like blob? Why haven't they displayed them as a woman if they were a woman? That's what I don't understand. They sound like a woman, right? Yeah, talking about looking after the kid. I'd find it unusual that a man would speak about their children that way. Yeah, it could be like an annoying coworker. Could be an imaginary telling more favorable to them. But at worst, they're possibly like annoying, maybe a bit overbearing, possibly. But that's about it, really. But then, I mean, why are you speaking so much to them about stuff? Just don't do that. Just be kind of, neutral with them, Anyway, continuing on. Things took a tense, awkward turn when I apologized for getting the name of a building we were visiting wrong. Oh yeah, I've been to X building. You mean Y building? I realize apologizing for something like that made no sense. Bad habit coming from an abusive household, I guess. Oh, sorry, but I doubt it warranted the response. Dude, come on. That's utterly absurd, man. There's no way that the person was like this about it, the way this is portrayed. Don't say sorry! They were probably, you don't need to say sorry for that. Or something like that. Bit assertive, maybe. I don't know. Dude. This person is an absolute pathetic wretch. How do they exist in the world? I honestly don't understand it. Dude, this is like so stupid. Yeah, if it's a woman, I think Stylo's right. You don't want to depict a woman as your persecutor, do you? I never like confrontation. Yeah, that much is becoming clear. Don't worry about that. I never like confrontation, so I just shrug off this co-worker's behavior. But there were other uncomfortable instances where it became clear that I was seen as a project or property with little to no autonomy. What? What are you on about? Just what? How can you be from a co-worker that you feel like you've got no autonomy? Just tell them to get screwed if you don't want it, or maybe they're trying to maybe they are trying to help you, and you should be a bit more nice about it. Well, apparently they get into some stuff which is pretty bad. So let's see. Like when this co-worker noticed I was nervous about helping the team at a big convention that would be bringing a lot of people to our booth.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Hey, thank you for the £2, Draftel. Appreciate it. The doodles of a delusional person, true. Out of nowhere, they take me out of my workspace and drive me to meet with their executive level friend at a nearby major studio, assuming this would help calm my nerves. This seems good. They're trying to help you by taking you to meet a senior figure that may be able to help your career, or you might be able to network with, or just having like a non high pressure meeting with someone senior that they're friends with, so to ease the pressure on you a bit. Bro, this is like an opportunity. Yeah, it's got like 28k likes on Twitter. It's crazy. What is this? Is this serious? We're like 6 out of 10. When is the rape gonna happen, dude? I'm waiting for the rape. This is like just a comic of like very standard work interactions with someone that maybe is a bit obnoxious and overbearing, but maybe also could help you out with some stuff or help you with your career if you're just a bit more chill and you're acting like you've been raped. Dude. We're rape starved. Oh, dude, that's crazy. Okay. Now, I know they meant well, but I didn't ask for that. Honestly, I was just voicing a human concern that must have come across as weak and clearly unacceptable to this person. Also, I ended up doing extremely well at that event, which had nothing to do with this co-worker's intervention. Right, okay. Thanks to my hard work and warm nature, I got a chance to lead orientation where I'd welcome new and returning hires to the company. We give out free shirts, tote bags, etc. during each session, and on one occasion, some new hires noticed these shirts were the wrong size. They asked for different sizes, and a colleague who was co-hosting gave me the okay to quickly head to our storage room and switch them out. As I was scrambling to switch out the shirts, I happened upon my team, which included that co-worker. After explaining why I was in such a rush and not at orientation, that co-worker gave me a look of pure disgust, as if being accommodating was a cardinal sin. This person's a fucking schizo as well, I think. I think that they're just like so anxious and nervous and fucked in the head that they're seeing all this shit that just isn't there. Fuck me, dude. Maybe resting bitch face, yeah. This co-worker's behavior only got worse after our studio conducted major layoffs that even impacted our small team. They started oversharing very personal and demeaning experiences. We had a little misunderstanding and my spouse started yelling at me. My response to that was, "Did you enjoy relieving that 5-year-old tantrum? That shut them up." Nothing is happening! Nothing is happening in this comic that is worth any public attention. Oh, my co-worker was annoying sometimes. And let me do a 10 tweet comic about how I got raped.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
This freak is probably a visibly anxiety-riddled mess, and this co-worker who he opened up to is a white lady who sees this young kid and he reminds her of her children. She's going out of her way to help this kid and he's seeing her as some monster.
True, Stylo. There's nothing of any substance here. It is the most substanceless comic that I've seen in any of this. At least that Palestinian-loving broad actually got kicked out of a house. This is nothing. Yeah, you work with some people that you don't gel with. Welcome to working. Welcome to adulthood. Welcome to life. You have to find a way to manage and work with people that you otherwise don't like. Yeah, that's called being an adult, okay? But they're acting like they've been fucking raped. What did they say at the start of this? Yeah, content warning. Microaggressions. Toxic positivity. Emotional abuse. They're saying this is emotional abuse. Exhibiting clear anger issues. I just really want to punch somebody right now. Expressing an obsessive hatred for birds. What? Like actual birds? Like real, like a bird? Like a bird in a tree, but bird? Huh? Based bird hate. Expressing an obsessive hatred for birds. I need to get out of here. My co-worker's been expressing an obsessive hatred for birds. I can't take it anymore. And creating a tense, uncomfortable atmosphere that was already stressful enough given the layoffs, additional work, and unrealistic expectations that came with downsizing. Yeah, this is one of those situations where it's, you know, say something, put up or shut up, or whatever the phrase is, right? Because yeah, inevitably, you know, you've got to speak to your co-worker if they're annoying you and try and express that and try and manage that, right? You know? Awkward working environment. Wait. Oh my god, they got all of them. The recent ones. Yo. That was probably my favorite one. That was a banger. That was a great one. Okay, so hopefully we're going to get something a bit juicy now. At this point, my relationship with that co-worker had regressed to keeping a professional distance, but after so much mistreatment and not so subtle disdain coming from them, I finally needed to share my concerns with someone. So rather than try and talk it through with them or have a bit of, conflict resolution or whatever it is, you went and grassed them up to HR. Bro, you're the asshole. You're in the wrong in this. Okay? It's you. It's on you. You are the problem. Over this kind of mild disagreement, to go to HR is crazy. You could actually cause them an actual problem with their job. There was no mistreatment. You got to presume that they're expressing the worst of what they experienced. Okay? So with that in mind, I'm like, well, what could you possibly have to say to HR about this? You know? Now, I did try voicing my concerns with my supervisor early on, but they were quick to dismiss my feelings and were clearly on this co-worker's side. I should have known after noticing similar troubling traits those two shared, but that's another story I won't get into. Or maybe they went to the supervisor first. Why would you not speak to the person first? Previously, when I've worked in like sort of management roles and stuff like that, the kind of logic is that if someone comes to you with a complaint or an issue, unless they're like in a senior position to them and it makes it all more awkward, then you say, well, have you tried talking to them about it first? And you try and promote the idea that they talk amongst themselves and sort the issue out. So, why on earth? Like, just speak to them. Just try and have a conversation with them and just express what your issues are and move forward. Like, that's just what you have to do in a job. God, this guy's, yeah.
Okay,
everyone else is normal.
But how do I
True.
make money off depressed people?
Yes, they're probably exaggerating some parts. Absolutely. After sharing practically everything I endured from this toxic co-worker with HR, I made the very difficult decision to not extend my project hire status and leave this job. While it could have been a great step forward in my career, it would have come at the expense of my mental health. Right, okay, dude. Bro, this is so disgusting as well. The fact that like some people actually do experience terrible treatment in workplaces, bullying, harassment, all sorts of stuff. The fact that this person is crying about a mildly annoying and overbearing coworker at worst, to the point they're leaving their job, is crazy. Oh, hey, Nicholas. Why are they lying? The job is better off without them. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, not going to lie. She's taken them to meet senior management figures and he quit because she talks about her husband a lot and hates birds. My co-workers showed me videos of them fucking their wives. I mean, that's crazy. Had I known right away, the unidentified employee who thought I seemed nervous during my interviews would end up being a sanctimonious, abusive, irrational, petty, contrived narcissist with unaddressed trauma and seething rage, I would never have taken that job in the first place. Right. You've got to assume that in the comic, they're going to show the worst examples of their behavior. And the worst examples of their behavior are very mild. Right? Dude. Nothing happened. And then guess what? Guess what we got here? We've got the best bit here. We got the best bit here. Look at all this text, dude. Oh my god, bro. Mucho texto. Bro, this is crazy. After all of that, you've got like you just saying a bunch of stuff. Like just little words. Leftist comic identified. Okay. I'll start it so I'll finish. So, I really don't know what the moral of the story is. Don't presume. The moral of the story is you're a pathetic loser wretch. End of story. Is it time to admit we've completely lost the term abusive to social media? It's the newest nothing term that means anything mildly inconvenient ever. Yeah, true. Right, here we go. Don't presume to know people or where they're coming from, and respect that it's not your right or privilege to uncover that information. Recognize one another's shared humanity. Or maybe don't assume that being stuck in the same office or remote job together every day gives you free rein to ignore or violate a colleague's boundaries. The fact that I made a comic about it means I'm currently still grappling with this trauma. Dude, if you genuinely are experiencing trauma from this experience, you might as well just end it all now. Because what you've experienced is but a taste of the kinds of experiences you will have every single day when you work somewhere. Okay? There's people who otherwise would not associate with each other that are forced into a room for 8 hours, 9 hours a day, maybe more. Okay? You know, I used to work with people who I would never have hung out with in a million years, not just because, I didn't like them necessarily, but just because they're from such a different walk of life that I would never naturally come into contact with them. But you're forced into that situation because that's how jobs work, you know? So, yeah, you've got to fucking find a way to deal with this because that's part of life. That's literally just the way of life that you're going to work with people that you don't like. They don't like you. They're indifferent to you. They're annoying. They're overbearing. They're obnoxious. Yes. Obviously, there's certain behavior that crosses a line.
How do I make money off
But other than that, I mean,
Bro,
yeah.
this is the perfect example of the narcissism of SSRI maxing mental health cells. This wretched lion had a golden ticket and he's so in his own head that he's thrust every psych term he learned in a decade of therapy that didn't work onto normal people.
True, Stylo. Thank you for the 333. Oh, hey, Tales from the Trip. We'll get into your stuff shortly, and you're coming on about an hour. Looking forward to speaking to you. Should be good. I was able to address it through therapy and reading self-help books, but I know it's a process that I can't just get over like society or well-meaning family members are too quick to say. Bro, Stylo's so correct, man. This is just stupid therapy language, completely out of place, to describe a common workplace experience. A part of me fears that I'd inherited some of that co-worker's toxic traits, and I'll admit, I exhibited some of that sanctimonious, boundary-crossing, easily irritated behaviour way before I encountered this person. Maybe being on the receiving end of such treatment was a good lesson for me to reflect on. I also realise that I won't always get things right, but I'm willing to listen, learn, and grow. And despite what's expected of us, in most individualistic social structures, there's absolutely no shame in asking for help. If you or someone you know is experiencing similar mistreatment and it's safe and comfortable to do so, I'd say try to either say something to this person as soon as possible to hopefully establish healthy boundaries, or report it to someone above them who'd be willing to listen. Nobody deserves to be disrespected regardless of their job title or experience level. I'll admit I waited too long to report this mismanagement, and I know HR is usually looking out for the company rather than its employees, but I don't regret risking my career to put a troubled individual on notice. Oh my god, bro. Oh. Do these people not realize how fucking... It's so annoying to fucking read this shit, dude. I would not be reading this if I wasn't doing it on stream. Because it's so worthless. Nothing is being imparted that is of interest or even entertainment to me. Oh my god. It just goes on and on and on and on. These people are never going to get anywhere with this because of this behavior. No one fucking cares, dude. Okay. 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 I thought I'd end this with a profound observation I heard on an episode of the podcast series, She Has a Name. In it, oh, dude, that's this, dude. Let me just pad this out with more bullshit. This is the Communist Manifesto for non-assertive retard freaks who can't function in society. In it, Dr. Robin L. Smith shares her insights when it comes to trying to push someone you care about or presume to care about to open up or fix unsatisfactory characteristics. There is an ignorance that we know better, and the truth is, we don't. Sometimes, when people push to get information, and they say it is to help you, it may be that they don't know how to manage their own anxiety, their own helplessness. So they see that you may be struggling, or they imagine, giving what you're living with and through, that you must need something, and they're going to be the ones to give it. That's their hero fantasy. So our hearts can be in the right place, but the truth is that it doesn't work. It exhausts everyone involved. Yeah, like reading this fucking comic. And it puts barriers between us. The gift we can give anyone is to honor their space and their place and their pace. And how do we do that as loved ones? Go, find your own joy. So with that, while I genuinely hope I never see that co-worker ever again, I encourage them to seek the help they're too proud to admit they need, respect others' boundaries, and go find their own joy. And more importantly, I'm making the time to create and find my own joy moving forward. End it all now! It's not going to get any better. Your next job's going to be worse. I hope you get bullied at your next job, you fucking freak. Okay? Fuck me, dude. Thankfully, a lot of the... some of the people are actually, holy yap, no one reading all that. But yeah, I agree. It is unbelievably disgusting to psychoanalyze some normal white lady like this. Yes, exactly. Like they're clearly seething with rage at what happened, and they're putting out that rage in this very passive aggressive, like, oh, you've got problems actually type shtick, you know? This is the reason I have ask tattooed on my leg. Huh? What is that? What's that? What's that for? Fuck me, dude. What is this? I don't know what that is. I'm not reading that. Are you okay? Have been through something like that my first job. Not exactly the same, but I had a manager that got something against them after I asked them, are you okay? Because they had almost black bags on their eyes. I got kicked out 2 weeks later by that manager. I'm sure you were very annoying and obnoxious. Fuck me, dude. Dude, that's fucking so stupid. Bro, what? Why? Give up. This dude needs to give up. Hopefully he's getting absolutely fucking destroyed in the comments, as is deserved. Dude, it's the guy. It's the Asian Chinese, it's the Asian black guy. This is probably the worst words I've ever seen in a comic. Yo, let's go. Look, someone atting me. Elon man atting me so that I could see this. Roar! Dude. I'm a little confused why the person hating birds contributed to you leaving your job. I mean, it's a fair question. It's a fair question. Yeah. You drew everyone but yourself as a plain character. Who is this? Spider. Let's see what Spider's got to say. And yourself as a lion, like if you really believe you're the most unique person in the world and everyone else compared to you is generic. Could be why you feel someone is annoying, is trauma, emotional abuse to you. Your feelings, your perception is what matters the most. It doesn't matter what the reality is. So you've twisted being annoyed at someone into this whole woe is me. I've dealt with abuse and now I'm strong enough to speak out on it because I'm a lion. But you, my friend, are actually an anus. Bro, Spider just fucking raped this guy. Spider just destroyed this dude. Holy fuck, dude. Oh, I saw this earlier. I oppose the cartoonist. I'm neurotic and totally illogical. I represent the cartoonist. I'm smart. What? I composedly state my views. They are correct. I disagree with you. My head is massive. I calmly refute any points you may have made in your lunacy. I'm incomprehensible in my rage. My size is relative to my anger. You are silly. You have obviously won. I am silly. Bro, this is such a good... This is so true of these political comics, man. It's like the old school version of the you are the soy and I'm the Giga Chad. Like, what even is happening that's so bad? Dude, show this comic to a normie and ask them to find out what the problem is. And they'll probably be like, yeah, what are you on about? He's not like us. Twitter artists hitting the upload button on their 20-page melodramatic trauma comic about a guy who farted on their sneakers. Dude. Yeah. Very cringe. Very cringe behavior. You the normie? What do you think happened? This is a banger. Sir, yet another trauma dump comic has hit the timeline. And it's the fucking combination of the rape professor and the rape monster. Very cringe. Okay. Anyway. Let's move on, shall we? Dude, it's so crazy to me. You're going to get annoying people. It's how what happens. Who in chat has had an annoying co-worker they've had to contend with? Well, first of all, let's cut the wheat from the chaff. Who has had a job? First of all. Okay, number one. And number two, out of those of you that have had a job, which ones of you have had annoying co-workers? Okay, I should cut chat down significantly. Okay. Oh, yeah, so have I. Dude, I've worked in offices where like you go in there and the new person it's like it's you know, it's almost like a hazing that they do. Like they're very rude and obnoxious to you, and it's like you're just trying to get shit together, and straight away they're like, you know, really fucking annoying and shitty to you, you know? Like you're not part of the in-group yet. I'm the annoying co-worker. It's my duty to cause more of these comics to be... Yeah, true. I don't know. You just got to deal with it and fucking figure it out. And eventually you can start to figure out who the people are that are worth knowing, get friendly with them, and then move it forward. But yeah, guys, that was that.